Championship Ringside. That's right, Championship Ringside. We back with another episode. Shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to all my wrestling fans. Shout out to the movement. Shout out. Blizzy Blaze. Yeah, right. Let's take that back. Blizzy Blaze here.
Blizzy Blaze.
Alongside with
King. I know that guy also. Hell of a guy.
Right. So
not too much of a hell of a guy.
What's going on, y'all? We back with another one. We
DJ Cat.
We talking wrestling. Let's talk eras of wrestling.
What you mean by eras, my brother?
I'm talking about the phases of wrestling, not decades. It's the phases of, like, we'll describe what we mean of the phase. Like, it's pretty much how the atmosphere of wrestling is. And it pretty much get named most of the time before or right after, but we're talking about, y'all get it. Y'all know what eras of wrestling is, man. If y'all a wrestling fan, I don't think, y'all should know. It's not the decade. It's like 90s basketball is not truly 90s basketball. It's like leaked over from the 80s and then early 2000s, something like that.
And when they say 90s basketball, they really mean Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, shit like that. But it's
the power bombs at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's pretty much like there's a big man era. Pay attention and you will understand. So look. Oh, before we get into this, I was doing my research on this episode, right? And the end of an era video popped up. And it was like superstars react to the end of an era. It's so hilarious because they like, oh, when I watched this match, I realized this is like the end of an era. This is three of the most influential faces of the Attitude Era. I'm like, wow, we gonna really act like Stone Cold and The Rock not there? We not gonna act like it was like 3 years. Wait, that was WrestleMania 28?
Yeah.
We not gonna act like that was like 9 years after Stone Cold and The Rock retired, pretty much. Or well, not The Rock, but Stone Cold retired.
We're not gonna act like it was 11 years removed from the Attitude Era.
Hey, and then what was more funny was that there was what they said. Oh, after this, Undertaker has nothing to accomplish, and he wrestled like so many other years after that. It was like, just hilarious.
Like 6 years after that, 7 years after that.
It was
8 years after that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I was like, man,
he just retired.
They had to keep a straight face while they were saying the story. Like, I don't think they believe that these the most influential. Like, we know who the two most influential people of the Attitude Era is.
I think we're gonna get into that. Cause
I
got a lot to say about this Attitude Era.
Well, hold up, my friend. We had some eras before that.
And we gonna discuss in the main. What'd you say, modern day?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it the TV era. But let's give a shout out to the old era, the WWF era, all that
old
shit.
Territories.
Who it was? It was like Luthez, Buddy Rogers, Billy Graham.
Oh, you talking about the old WWF?
Bob Backlund, Bruno Sammartino. Shout out to them. We not gonna give y'all that much love except this, what y'all getting right now, because
I ain't watch y'all growing up.
Honestly, our dads didn't watch y'all growing up. I don't think our grandpas watched y'all growing up. Like, wanna know why? Because y'all wasn't on TV. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all wasn't on TV. We had to pay tickets to get in to watch those shows.
And when I hear about the wrestlers back then, they always talk about Gorgeous George. He was kind of like the most famous one. He was like the most flamboyant.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I thought of Boy George when you said that, but I know what you're talking about.
They're probably the same person.
Who knows?
Hey, who cares?
So, we're going to start off with the golden era.
The steroid era.
Okay, well, clearly we see what this episode about to go with King.
The steroid. Well, there's a lot of negative Nancy going on today.
So I'm going to say the golden era started with Terry Hogan.
The 98, Lord have mercy, 1984 when he won the world title against the Sheik.
If you want to call it down, I didn't write that down. Like, I don't know.
That's when the Hulkamania was born.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Because that's I didn't write when the golden era started. I just know it started with Hulk Hogan somewhere.
Yeah, when you're a wrestling fan, especially WWF, them numbers get pinched, just pounded in your head. I'm surprised you really didn't know that. Like,
yeah, I try to write down the interesting shit. Like this when they started getting on TV mainstream. Like Vince McMahon started, we gonna be on TV a lot more.
Basically, he bought out all the territories.
Facts.
He went public. I mean, he went national with it.
And then of course he dropped WrestleMania, which was supposed to be this big extravaganza, but for some reason WrestleMania 3 more popular than the first two. I never understood that.
I guess because Aretha Franklin was there.
Wait, which one? 3?
Mm-hmm.
So fuck Hogan suplexing Andre, huh?
That was 3.
Yeah, I know. You said because Aretha Franklin though.
You know what? Fuck that match. That match was horrible.
You should have watched it. That's your
Nobody
problem.
cares. Who cares about Hulk Hogan's body slamming Andre the Giant?
Hold up. Let's keep it a buck.
Macho Man Ricky Steamboat was the main event for that WrestleMania.
I got y'all back, fans. I got y'all back. That's Keen's fault for watching that fucking match. They didn't show no highlights of that match. They showed one suplex that entire match.
It was a body slam.
Whatever. You watched it. That was your fault. Like, they didn't show... Did they even show the leg drop or he pinned him right after that?
I never really watched that match.
Okay, I'm about to say... there's only a few Hogan matches that's rewatchable. Lex Luger.
That's not real. It's rewatchable for you.
Yes.
Because you like to see Hogan whoop this man's ass for like 20 minutes and then he just come back.
What the fuck is that?
No, son.
SummerSlam 05.
That's not rewatchable.
These good Hogan matches.
You can't watch that sober.
These are good Hogan matches. That's about it. You got any Hogan matches to watch besides those? See what I'm saying?
Nope.
All right. Well, we're going to leave it at that with Hogan matches. SummerSlam 05 and Lex Luger and WCW.
Yeah. Damn, there's really no Hogan match.
There's really not that much. I keep it a buck with you. But look, he was the star of the golden era. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't jump to Keem's side. He was the star of the golden era. And you want to know you want to know who was in the golden era? Mr. Perfect, Piper, Macho Man,
Warrior,
Rick Rude, Andre the Giant. Like, these dudes was all over, and Hulk Hogan was over all of them because he was the guy. And then WCW came about.
Yeah, well, there was always NWA
lurking around.
Yeah, like the WWF was for
New York.
Yeah, like for New York and NWA was for the Southern people, which they considered the real wrestling or whatever. And
wrestling.
They had Ric Flair. And Ric Flair, just as big a name as Hulk Hogan was in the 80s.
Facts.
Ric Flair was going town after town every night, wrestling 60 minutes. It'd be a 60-minute draw, but hey, it is what it is. He was the man.
He was.
Shame we never got that match in not their prime, but like 92, 91, 92 when Flair got there.
Yeah, Vince dropped the ball on that one.
Man.
But yeah, I think that's what I got on the golden era.
I mean, back then it was more about the showmanship. Like, it was who could come out there and look the most muscular and just...
Yeah, it was real cartoony then, too.
Yeah, they didn't put emphasis on matches.
The wrestling.
Yeah. Like, you had the guys like Mr. Perfect and Macho Man and Rick Rude, guys who gonna, put on a great match. But, I mean, it was more about they want to see Hogan come out there, pose for about 10 minutes, come into the ring, get in the ring, get beat up so he could hulk up and big bootleg drop and pose another 20 minutes after. That's what they came. That's what they came to see.
To pose 20 minutes after.
Yeah. The same pose, he just go in the circle. I'd have loved after the first one, like, yep, I done seen enough.
Grabbing your kids like,
I don't even matter if he started on my side, and I know what he doing. I'm going. We've all been there. Mm-hmm. He do it 3 times. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've been to a Hulk Hogan event.
Oh my God, bruh.
So when the next era is the new generation era,
right?
What started the new generation era to you?
To me, what started the new generation era was when Bret Hart beat Ric Flair in '92.
Okay, all right, I like that
for the championship.
I like that. Okay,
and they kind of wanted the Warrior to lead the new generation, but that's when they got away from the big muscle guys because of the whole steroid era. Started going with guys like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, people like that. But it wasn't like, as we talked about it before, the business was down back then.
Right.
And wrestling kind of fell off because
they had the steroid trial going on.
Yeah, the steroid trial.
So they focused on like less.
Damn.
Yeah, one-handed catch. My bad, but shit, that was nasty.
Wait, that's Jimmy Graham?
With his bitch ass.
What? Oh, blast from the past face ass.
Then he left.
He ran off the field like he did something. Stupid ass.
He did leave in fashion. I give him that.
Yeah.
I give him that. If you want to lose, that's probably the best way to lose, y'all. Like, y'all watch the end of the Saints-Bears playoff game. If you lose, that's the way to lose. One-handed grab, walk off the field. You already know you lost. Don't trip. I don't know about the shaking hand things,
Well, we did the DX suck it.
He don't got that type of respect. He's still in New Orleans. We know who you are. Your best years with us. But look, they since the steroid era trial was going on, they start focusing on technical wrestling.
Before we get ahead, my bad. That's what I meant to mention. I did appreciate back in that 80s era that they put emphasis on tag teams. There had a lot of tag teams back then, like Demolition and the Rockers, and Hard Foundation, British Bulldogs, a bunch of teams. But they playing Tampa?
I don't want to see fucking Brady.
Why not?
We beat him twice.
What that mean?
We'll never beat nobody 3 times in a row. Man, shout out to the Saints. Fuck it. We going hard.
Tom Brady, we coming for you. Oh, no, man, I can't finish that.
That's your call,
you probably just edit it out anyway.
Honestly, I'll give you your choice, Nah. I chose not to go that route.
Well, we still coming for you. Yeah, ditto. That's man belts right there.
But check it out.
I was just like,
I'm gonna hold my peace because I feel like there's 2 eras that focus on tag team a little.
No, I wanted to get a tag team some love because they did have some good tag teams.
I feel that
back then. But the new generation era,
it was pretty much focused on Bret Hart. Honestly, Bret Hart, a little bit of Perfect, a little bit of Shawn Michaels, but Bret Hart was because Ruthless. Not Ruthless. The new generation wasn't that long. It was
Perfect
pretty short.
Was out.
Well, okay. Well, it was short. It wasn't that long time before they generated something new.
It went about 3 years strong for that to be their tagline, that new generation shit. Cause it did, like, eventually they had Diesel, Razor Ramon, 1, 2, 3 Kid, Goldust, and of course that was the era of not only you had to be a wrestler, you also had to have an occupation too. We had plumbers and garbage men.
That dumb shit.
Whatever the fuck. The Goon, remember the Goon, the hockey player?
I'm trying not to.
Yeah, and of course my all-time favorite jobber next to Shawn Michaels, the Brooklyn Brawler. That was man.
What a hater.
You see the Brooklyn Brawler in the match, you know you about to lose.
Speaking of hating, let's move on to the next era.
All right.
So clearly, WCW made a rise at some point.
Yeah.
So I wrote down 2 things that indicated the Attitude Era, because that's the next era.
Right.
So you can pick your own point, or you want to hear my two things I wrote down first. You want me to go first?
Yeah, what you got?
All right, so I wrote down the come up of DX, and I wrote down Stone Cold winning at WrestleMania. But eventually I erased Stone Cold winning at WrestleMania because that was after the come up of DX. So I say the come up of DX was the start of the Attitude Era. Shawn Michaels started cross chopping people way before Stone Cold was like cursing people out.
Stone Cold he was been cursing. It was just like he.
Well, I mean,
like,
yeah, I get
when he started feuding with Bret Hart, and even when he ran into Brian Pillman's house.
But DX was around then.
Yeah, well, no, when he first broke away from Ted DiBiase, that was in like '96 when they first started letting him actually talk and beat Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, but wasn't DX around when he was Stone Cold Steve Austin? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I picked that. So what you had for your Attitude Era moment? Like what was like? Okay, we're in a whole different era now.
I'm trying to probably that when DX, because like when DX really took off to me after the Screwjob.
Okay.
So that kind of when like once the Screwjob happened and they just went with like Shawn Michaels. Bret Hart was long gone. He still was coming out there like 2 weeks after Bret Hart was gone. He fucking came out there with the midget, I think, and had the whole jokes about it or whatever. He still talked about it or whatever. And just like you said, they started some off the wall shit. And I mean, I was like 11 years old, so I just thought all that shit was funny.
Shout out to the Rams. I need y'all to beat Green Bay. I'm hating. That's right.
I think they gonna beat Green Bay.
I'm hating. That's right.
I need Cleveland to win tonight. They play next.
Yeah.
I need Cleveland to win. I fucking hate Pittsburgh.
I need Cleveland to win too. I forgot why. But shit. Where I left off at? Where we at? The Attitude Era. So this is what Keem gonna get the hating the most apparently.
What's he talking about?
Before I get to that, I'm gonna give the highlights of the Attitude Era.
All right.
First of all, it had this Howard Stern type fucking vibe. Like, I don't know if y'all remember Howard Stern, but Howard Stern used to interview people with chicks with their titties out, stupid shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is Howard Stern. Like, it was edgy, and that's what transitioned to the Attitude Era. They started getting edgier storylines because WCW started doing their serious storylines, so the competition was there, so they needed to do edgier shit. They went to the fucking max, because it is offensive as hell in 2021.
They went crazy. Man, we got
wait. Before we kill it, I want to give it the respect it does deserve. It is the most popular era of wrestling.
By a fucking country mile.
It was the only time in wrestling where it was cool to say you was a fan. You can say you're a fan now, but you gotta just say it with your chest out. But back then, you could really walk up and say you watch wrestling, and people be like, "Oh yeah," and the whole conversation to go about wrestling.
And people would say, "Oh yeah, man, I used to watch it when it was real, when they had Stone Cold,
right,
and Rock."
It was all the same shit.
It was all scripted back then.
All
too.
the same shit.
You could just say ass and bitch,
and finally, well, I do want to recognize you did say something about the tag team. I do want to say, okay, they had a lot of tag teams during that era too.
Yes.
Like Headbangers, just a bunch, Too Cool, all the craziest fucking tag teams, Outlaws, Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys. We could go on and on. But I want to say this. They produced the most stars out of every era I wrote down on my list.
Top to bottom.
They produced the most stars. Stone Cold, Rock, Shawn Michaels, and they put Shawn Michaels his shining moment was in the Attitude Era. Triple H, Undertaker, Mick Foley, all three of them motherfuckers. Like Kane, like all these dudes came up in the Attitude Era. So I do want to give respect to that on the Attitude Era where they produced the most stars. I could not produce a list of stars produced in the era longer than that. Just to give them their love. Now, Keem has the floor.
Oh no, I was about to continue on what you were saying. Like, they had mid carders just as over as main event guys.
Fucking D'Lo Brown was a thing.
Nobody was more over than Stone Cold or whatever, but fucking Godfather music hit, man, people losing their fucking mind.
Man.
Like, it was crazy. Like, even with the Outlaws, you hear that, you didn't know everybody.
Exactly.
Like, man, what?
I couldn't imagine how much tickets cost back then.
I went to...
One of them was a lot.
You see, we
didn't get them as New Orleans.
We didn't get a lot of Raws. We got a lot of house shows, so it was a lot of going to the lakefront arena. Tickets be like $20, $25. You basically get to see all the good guys win.
Right.
That's all house shows.
I know how it worked.
Yeah. So I remember went to house shows like Undertaker versus Farouk in a steel cage for the WWF Championship.
Undertaker versus Farouk, goddamn.
Yeah, it was like 97. Like, the first real show I remember going to was like the Royal Rumble in 01 when Stone Cold won his third Royal Rumble. I think I would say Bob Barker, Drew Carey. But yeah, man, I was about to talk about the tag teams again. No, we were talking about everybody. I was saying,
pretty much, yeah. It's complimenting the Attitude Era.
Like, they'll have like The Rock and Undertaker versus Stone Cold and like Mankind.
Pay-per-view main events.
And that's like a regular match on Monday Night Raw.
Right.
What the fuck? Like matches you'll kill. Like, that'll be a dream match on 2K right now or some shit. It was just a regular match.
So keeping it a buck with y'all, and we gotta get to the bad part of the Attitude Era, of course. That's some of that shit was offensive as hell. Like, whoa.
I guess because we grew up now.
Yeah.
Adults.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you gotta slow to introduce somebody to the Attitude Era. Like, it was kind of risky back then. Cause,
I wasn't even, I just watched the show with Stone Cold and the Rock promo.
Them storylines was pretty good, but some of them storylines like, whoa.
So you ready to get into the negatives, the bad part of the Attitude Era?
I thought we was doing that, but go ahead, knock yourself out.
Remember Meat?
Who?
Meat.
MEAT?
Yeah.
No.
He couldn't win a match because he was having sex all the time. He was always tired. Yeah. Terry Reynolds and
just continue.
And Jacqueline, it was PMS. That was their name. And Meat was like they little toy, and they just yeah.
No, I don't remember that thing.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I don't. Thank goodness I don't. Thank goodness I don't.
He come out to the ring, he already be tired. He'd be like a squash match, because he'd be so tired, just fucking finger poke or something, he just fall out. He's so tired, he worn out.
Okay, that's why I root for Cleveland, because I want Baltimore to get to the Super Bowl.
I heard they keep saying the Bills could beat the Chiefs. Is that true?
I don't know. The Bills 10-3. I don't know.
Because I was like, who beating the Chiefs?
Probably nobody. But I want Baltimore to see them in the championship.
I want Cleveland to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
I mean, why not? It'll piss people off. Baker Mayfield have more commercials.
I just want Drew Brees versus Lamar Jackson, and Drew Brees to win, and then peace out.
I finally get to see Drew Brees versus Brady in the playoffs.
I really don't like it. I'll be real with you, but look, let's stick to what we was talking about.
Yeah, this is not a football podcast.
So, the Attitude Era.
Yeah, I was talking about Meat.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish on that one.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's like, yeah.
The Attitude Era had some shit.
Me Young, giving birth to a hand.
All right.
Yeah.
So we go with Attitude Era.
Yeah, I mean, they had some great moments to it. Like, I mean, Stone Cold and Rock, but yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it was the most popular, and they produced the most stars in my eyes. And I think they probably produced the most tag teams, but that's, like I said, it was just so easy to be a thing.
Yeah, that would put WWF on the map. Like this when it was everywhere.
Speaking of putting WWF on the map, I think what ended the Attitude Era was the buyout of WCW.
People say,
what do you think?
For me, it was 17, because that's when I started watching wrestling. So,
Damn.
Like, yeah, that Stone Cold shit had me heartbroken. But, like, yeah, for me, like, I know a lot of people say it was the whole invasion thing. And went back and watched all that shit. That shit was horrible.
Well, the thing is, I think that ended the Attitude Era, and then they had this whole invasion storyline, and then that's when I didn't include the invasion as an era because that was just a thing right for the moment. We knew that shit was coming to an end.
But you think is that it ended the Attitude Era, or is just that it ended the Monday Night Wars? That you saying that? Because I thought the Attitude Era was over once Stone Cold like John Vince McMahon, because he wasn't that Stone Cold no more, and just
so the Attitude Era I think was defined by the Edge's storylines.
Right.
When did that end?
Shit. Triple H had sex with a dead body, so in 2002. So I don't think the Edge's storylines didn't really stop till the PG era.
Well,
that was just wasn't as crazy
Stone
as
Cold
the
still
Attitude
around.
Era.
When was Stone Cold walk out?
2002.
When was this John Cena slapping Kurt Angle?
2002.
All right, so that's pretty much was why I had Ruthless Aggression at. But
That's when the Ruthless Aggression era really started.
Began. But your question is, when did the As era end?
Yeah, to me, I'm gonna go with WrestleMania 17.
Damn. Let me see. But WrestleMania 18, that was that Attitude Era?
And see, it was still technically the Attitude, because a lot of people say the Attitude Era was from 97 to 2002.
I want to say that was still technically the Attitude Era.
It really was technically.
Yeah, I'm still
up until just like when Vince came out and had the little promo talking about the good guys versus bad guys shit, and how he gonna switch to the Attitude. That's when people say that's when the shit started. He came out and had that Ruthless Aggression promo and all that shit, and that's when, especially when they switched to WWE.
All right, we gonna have that debate forever. Y'all let us know what y'all think that there's the transition from. Let us know when the end of the Attitude Era was and the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression. Well, we know the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression Era was the John Cena slap to Kurt Angle. But look, let us know what y'all think, man. Facebook, Championship Ringside.
Instagram, championship_ringside.
Twitter at Champ Ringside.
Email championshipringside@gmail.com.
Yeah, keep on, listening. It's gonna be on YouTube, of course. Y'all keep on like, sharing, subscribing, keep the movement going. But let's get into the Ruthless Aggression Era. This was WCW, WWE all combined. This is the OVW talent pool coming on to WWE. They had to do a draft because they had so much damn talent.
Yeah.
Angle and Cena was two of the headliners, but you forget people like Brock, Eddie Guerrero, Jeff Hardy became a single star, Edge became a single star,
Mysterio,
and Chris Benoit. His name gonna come up again soon.
What?
His name will come up again soon, but it became more of a. How can you define the Ruthless Aggression Era? Because it was really good. It was one of the best ones to me.
Probably, it's my...
I think Attitude Era probably still one of my favorites. But I think I do like the Reality Era a lot. And the new era is actually looking pretty good. But we're going to get to those.
Yeah.
So, we talking about the Ruthless Aggression Era. Like the draft, that's when it became a thing. Brock Lesnar was that guy. He was supposed to replace Stone Cold, which he actually technically could have, but I think he needed an MMA career to boost him who he was. But that's another story for another day.
Triple H, Evolution.
That was Ruthless Aggression?
Yeah.
Okay.
2002.
All right. Well, that was the main story. I didn't even write that down.
The return of HB Shizzle.
Yep. Damn, I didn't write that down either.
You had the up and coming stars, RVD. They were still pushing Test back then.
For some reason.
Yeah, I did like when he got with Stacey Keebler. He called his fans the testicles.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And they had a lot of Undertaker was Big Evil.
Oh, the badass.
Yeah, the badass.
I see you finally let that go. You used to be so mad about that at one point in your life.
I grew up.
Okay.
Just like got other shit to be worried about.
You had to let go of some arguments.
I had to let go of that. It was like
you sit at home complaining to your wife. She like, you still worried about the Undertaker shit?
I'm still trying to figure out who raised the briefcase on Stone Cold at the King of the Ring in '99.
I had to let certain shit go. That's a
that
hell of
badass shit did had me hot for a couple years. Dog. Like I couldn't believe they did that shit. They had I kind of feel like they made just as many stars as the Attitude Era.
I don't think they made as many.
I don't know. They made a lot of stars.
Because if you think about Jeff Hardy and Edge, they were stars in the Attitude Era. They just wasn't single stars.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of get that. Like, and those two are their biggest stars.
Yeah, they took off.
Eddie Guerrero technically wasn't a star that was made in the Attitude Era. He technically was a star made in the Attitude Era. He just had his come up. Same thing. Yeah, JBL. Like Cena, Angle, Brock was the only ones who kind of organically came up to that era. That's how I'm looking at it.
And not to shit on Triple H, I will say Triple H was my favorite heel of the Attitude Era.
Nah, I like The Rock. Technically, you probably forget that The Rock was technically a heel.
I fuck with The Rock, with Triple H. That's Triple H's legacy to me is his work in the Attitude Era.
He did have one of the best storylines as a heel. I give him that.
Like,
and then honestly, I think his work in the Evolution as a heel was just A1.
Yeah,
I think it was no way you could chill this dude.
But that was, for me, that was Triple H's best work. Well, outside the Evolution thing, but yeah, for me, the Attitude Era run, like when he got away from DX and became the Gang, yeah, that was his best work for me, to me.
All right.
But yeah, like, I mean, I guess I was just thinking about Cena, Orton, Batista, Shelton Benjamin. Like,
wait, that's too far.
No, I was thinking. I'm talking about the Attitude. I'm in Ruthless Aggression era.
Batista wasn't Ruthless Aggression.
He wasn't. He debuted the same show as Cena.
He did, but I think his come up was. Oh shit! You know, you're right.
They won the titles the same night.
You're right. I'm. Well, you know what? All right, this the thing. I forget when the Chris Benoit shit happened. That was after WrestleMania 21.
Yeah, that was in like August, I think.
Okay, so
or June.
Okay, I wrote my stars in the wrong part then. So Cena, Orton, Batista was all in the Ruthless Aggression era. That's my fault. Okay, all right. So, like I said, I mentioned earlier, the Benoit shit happened. Linda McMahon started getting into politics, so wrestling went PG.
Oh.
So we're in a PG era now, which is probably one of the worst eras people feel like, but I mean, it kind of brought other people in, and didn't they bring in ECW during that PG era or some shit?
ECW was kind of like, when did the Ruthless Aggression era end?
Benoit. Oh, definitely Benoit.
So ECW was already a thing because Chris Benoit was
fighting for ECW. Yeah. Okay, all right. So okay, the PG era was just the PG era, y'all. Like, I mean, it was just watered down storylines, cartoony shit.
God, the fucking
John Cena was
Raw guest host.
John Cena was stuffed in your face because he was the most family friendly guy in the world. Which credit to him, he literally is the most family friendly guy in the world.
The FU went to the Attitude Adjustment.
Yeah, it sounded like a nanny move, but
fire T-shirts that said Chain Gang and Respect and all that turned into fucking highlighters.
You can't see me.
Like, you can't see me. The fucking yellow shirt, green shirt, red shirt, purple shirt, orange. I'm gonna let you.
I actually, that's all I really have on the PG era. So you can finish out what you got to say on that.
Mr. Kennedy. That's all I fuck with from the PG era.
Alright. Well, there was one star in the PG era that I have to give a lot of credit to, which I personally don't like because he don't shut up. Like he was one of the GOATs, but he does have credit for ending the PG era in my eyes. Chicago made Punk or Chick Magnet Punk. Or
Orton had a good run to 09. I think back then, like, Jericho was the best to me.
What you mean?
Like, Jericho, that's when he started the whole wearing the suit and shit.
What? Oh, you talking about who's the best during the era? During the PG era?
Yeah.
Yeah, I give him that. No, I'm just saying, well, those are dudes who just, you talking about dudes who just know what the fuck they doing when they get, look at Orton. Orton been in the game for 20 years and he probably had argument with
my bad, you talking about people who came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah, Orton,
oh, yeah, see him.
Look at Orton now. Orton's still shining.
The Miz came up in that time, too.
What's the next?
09 is when 08 was when him and Morrison was tag team, and then they split off in 09, and that's when he won the US title.
So my personal thing with Miz is I think he took off when he won the belt again. When he turned it white, when he won the, I think that's when he was established stuff.
You talking about the IC belt?
Yeah, that's my personal opinion. I think that was during the reality era, huh?
We're gonna get into it, cause we need to get into that.
I had to check and see. But look, the PG era, I personally think it ended with the pipe bomb.
Yeah.
If it didn't end with the pipe bomb, then the pipe bomb definitely was the beginning of that reality era, cause it finally broke the mold of WWE treating us like we stupid, like we don't know who the fuck people real names is and shit. Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Okay. Dog pound.
Wow.
Let's go.
Cleveland has just scored.
Shout out to Dolph Ziggler in the Miz.
So look, what I was saying.
You was talking about how Vince was insulting our intelligence.
Yeah, like
that's some more punk shit that gave us a little attitude era kind of feel.
Yeah, like we know who the Undertaker is at this point.
Oh,
we know that these dudes ride together. We know these dudes best friends. They just fighting for the storyline. We know these things at this point because of just social media. So Punk kind of broke that mold, which he probably didn't even know he was gonna break that type of mold. But
I think that's what Punk was shooting for, though.
But he made everything change. It was like, okay, that's when WWE started showing people Twitter handles and shit like that and everything. Like, it just got real. So that's when they called it the reality era.
Zack Ryder got over, and he wasn't even on WWE TV. So that's what made them had to embrace that social media shit.
So if we wondering about the reality era, we talking about reality shows, social media.
Total divas.
We saw seeing the back true lives of wrestlers. And the most important thing of the reality era was the come up of independent wrestling.
Oh man,
NXT became a thing, I think, in reality era.
Shout out to the network. Network became a thing during that era too.
Just the fact of the come up of independent wrestling making its way to wrestling is real. Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, CM Punk was one of them. Kevin Owens. Wait. Kevin Owens, that was, Kevin Owens might be part of the new era.
Nah, but he was wrestling back then with CM Punk.
Yeah, I was just talking about WWE, that's all. But you're right, Kevin Owens was definitely one of the top guys back then. In Ring of Honor, I believe.
Yeah.
But who else we got? I mean, I don't know. I forgot. I didn't write everybody down. I just wanted to come up with a shield. But how you feel about the reality era? You can speak on that.
Yeah, it was fuck. It started with Punk, and I guess that's when the Rock came back too, huh? Rock came back in between that time because him and Cena was they had that year-long.
Yeah, it was uploading Facebook videos of each other and shit.
Yeah. But I didn't even know they called that the reality era till you mentioned it. Like I thought that was still PG era.
I forgot I heard the name. I think I heard Triple H say it one time. And then I think everybody just ran with it.
So are we still in the reality era?
No.
What era are we in now?
The new era.
just the new era.
The new era is the come up of the Shield. The Shield has been the faces of the wrestling business for the past 5 years.
Shit, probably. Shield debuted in 12.
Right, but we talking Roman Reigns. We know for a fact this about to be the guy we watching for the next few years.
They've been forcing Roman
and then we discovered that Seth Rollins really gonna be right there as the number 2 guy.
So I guess they took off once the heel turn happened, huh?
I would say so, but
that was 2014.
and of course you're gonna have your gems like Drew McIntyre, which I'm pretty sure. If it transitions to a new era, he's going to be the spearhead of that.
They've been pushing Drew, trying to push Drew since the PG era.
But yeah, I believe this is the new era that we're going through right now. But I can't pinpoint when the transition though. Some people say it was Roman Reigns winning that against Triple H, but that wasn't even an epic moment to me.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
32.
I think the transition to the new era was the women's main event in the pay-per-view. I think the come up of women, whichever was first, the women main event in the pay-per-view or they having their own pay-per-view. I think that was the come up of the new era.
The Evolution pay-per-view was in 2018, I think.
When was the first time women main event the pay-per-view?
Main event the pay-per-view or main event WrestleMania?
No, pay-per-view. Because they did the pay-per-view was this era too. I know Raw was in the Attitude Era.
Let me see. I'm about to look it up now.
Like they pay-per-view either a TLC or Hell in a Cell or something like that. Because WrestleMania came after. I think the women is a representation of the new era to me. Because I think that's the only thing that's different from the reality era.
See, they saying the Hell in a Cell match from 2016
was the first time they main event on pay-per-view?
Yeah, but was it? I don't think that was the final match.
I think that was that like that, and that makes sense. 2016, we in a new era. Women are main event pay-per-views.
It was the final match.
Yeah. So that
I thought that was the
because like I said, some people saying Roman Reigns, but I'm like, nah. I think
I thought the Seth Rollins. The Seth Rollins Kevin Owens match was the final match that night.
All right, they definitely made a big deal about that. But yeah, so pretty much. The new era to me represents the come up of Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, and Drew McIntyre. I might be missing a name or two, but I think wow, Cleveland is rolling, y'all. But yeah. I'm thinking, yeah, this new era probably could wind up being. It's already better than. I think it's already better than most eras
because of the women too.
Of course.
And you can honestly say you got some women wrestlers that are better than men.
Exactly.
You see Sasha ranked #1 in Sports Illustrated eyes. And Bayley ranked? I think Bayley was named the #1 wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
So, Charlotte Flair might be, the best wrestler on WWE roster. Out of everybody.
Could be. But look, so... what was your favorite era?
I'm gonna have to go with Attitude Era.
After all that?
Yeah, because I can't say the PG. Not PG. I can't really say the Ruthless Aggression Era because
you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch it. I went back and watched it, and it's like I didn't watch everything like how I would have watched everything in the Attitude Era. I skipped over some shit, skimmed through a lot of shit. But I guess... because it was still the best time because that period between 96 and 99 was like, that was like the golden era to me in wrestling. So, yeah, I had to go with the Attitude Era just because you had 3 shows every week, including ECW, WCW, and WWF. So like, and then you had Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, all that shit.
So I'll go with the reality. I mean, I'm going to go with the Attitude Era, but the reality era is a close second for me.
Yeah.
I really like the reality era because it was like, okay, we getting the truth. We still getting bullshit, but we had so many gems in the reality era, and then the fact that we started grasping on the independent wrestling scene, Daniel Bryan, Finn Balor, it was just all these good matches that I was going through. I think And like I said, to come up with NXT was fire. Whenever that Sami Zayn and Nakamura match, amazing.
Oh, Shinsuke first match.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I like the reality era too. But I'm gonna go with the attitude era because I just something I grew up on. And it's kind of what hooked and synced me into wrestling. Of course, I was the new generation guy. I watched the golden era too. But that was just I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So yeah, I went with attitude era. I mean, hey, for a new era, you think the new era gonna make it come up? AJ, Drew, Roman, Seth Rollins when they get back.
I feel like
the Fiend.
This the most talent WWE ever had. Like all across the board, this is the most talent. Like they literally got. And like the wrestling never the problem with WWE. It's the fucking bullshit storylines. Like if they just get better storylines, like everything will be fine. Like you could just grab any two wrestlers in the back and they gonna put on a good match for TV. Just the booking. This era has a shot to be wrestling's best era. It just suck right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic when they pushing a lot of this shit. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that I think they could make something happen with everything they got going on right now and the talent they have. So I agree. That's all I really got on this era shit. Mm-hmm. What you looking like?
Yeah, I ain't really got much. I mean, we'll be all day talking about this shit, so I mean, there's a lot of shit we missed out on, obviously.
I mean, I think we covered the main part. Like, look, if we missed something, y'all let us know. Shit, Facebook, Championship Ringside.
Instagram, Championship_Ringside.
Twitter at Champ Ringside.
Email, championshipringside@gmail.com.
And look, let us know what's going on.
Facebook group.
Of course, YouTube channel, all that, everything. Let us know.
Conversation popping.
Exactly. So check it out. That's the end of that one. Cleveland is working Pittsburgh right now.
Right.
And we about to just be out on y'all, man. Look, shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to everybody showing love. Shout out to everybody just, giving props to the movement. And look, shout out to shouting out. So stay blessed. BLM. Wash your hands. Sanitize. Wear your mask. Stop hating. It's bad for you. Stop bitching, because nobody like to hear it.
Stop booking Goldberg.
Because we tired of it. We really? Goldberg.
That's
really?
The best you could. Mark Henry could have did the whole fake retirement thing all over again. That'd have been more entertaining.
The thing is, we just, you know what? I get it. We like wrestling too much. That's what it is. We like wrestling too much to where we know for a fact.
It's our fault that we care too much?
Yeah. Because we'll be entertained by watching Drew McIntyre go against, who's on Raw? I forget who's on Raw at this point.
I mean, I watched him go against Keith Lee again.
Exactly. So
that could have been a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, but that don't sell enough for them, so they get Goldberg. Like, we just like wrestling too much. I'm gonna let Keem close out this episode, y'all.
Let go of the fucking past. The past is in the past, and your present should be a present. That's some shit I don't do. Hug your wife and kids, and yeah, that's it. Don't show your kids the attitude era.
Facts. Deuces.